Tonight we're hearing from a woman originally from Sheboygan who says she survived being a victim of sex trafficking. We're also talking with local authorities about where it's happening right here in Wisconsin. Here's NBC 26's Juliana Falk.
Prosecutors say she recruited women into a sex trafficking sorority.
Some of them as young as 13 years old.
Children for sale. The fight to end human trafficking.
You've seen it in news stories, you've watched it in movies like Taken, but sex trafficking is not what many think.
I didn't know that I was free. I wasn't locked up in a basement somewhere. I was free to walk, but it was like I didn't realize that I was free.
Colleen Stratton was 5 years old when she was sexually abused. At age 7, she started cutting herself to deal with the pain she was feeling inside. At age 11 and 12, she started abusing drugs and alcohol, leading her into a series of overdoses and more pain. Her parents sent her to a treatment center in Florida when she was in her 20s, but instead of going to the center, she got a hotel room with the money her parents gave her. When the money ran out, she became homeless. Later, a man approached her, offering to take her in. That man became her trafficker until she finally left the life, moving back to Wisconsin and using her story to help other survivors.
It's not just a big city problem anymore. It is a local problem.
Sergeant Matthew Wilson with the Brown County Sheriff's Office says sex trafficking is happening in all 72 counties in Wisconsin. They say they just began tracking the number of people being trafficked in our area, so they don't have an exact number, but add that cases come in on a weekly basis.
It's always been here. It's just now we're more vigilant and we're more educated, we're more well-trained on where to find the things and how to find them. So I think that's what's literally sparking, if you will, like the uprise in it.
But experts tell us these men and women being trafficked locally aren't getting snatched up on the streets and sold to other regions or countries like many believe. Shelby Mitchell is a sex trafficking victim advocate for Family Services Sexual Assault Center in Green Bay. She says you don't have to cross any borders to become a victim of sex trafficking.
You can be trafficked in the town that you live in and still have that crime occur to you, so no movement has to happen for that to take place.
But how are these traffickers gaining control of people in our area?
We see a lot of times that traffickers are going after people who are vulnerable.
She adds many times people with a drug or alcohol addiction or the homeless are targeted, or if they appear to be distant from family or have lower self-esteem.
There was really no fear about going with a strange man. Like I didn't care anymore. It was anything to just get off the streets, to get that next high and to not have to deal with the pain on the inside.
They're wanting to get to know your daughter or son, get in some sort of potential romantic relationship with them, get them to trust them.
Experts say traffickers often prey on potential victims through social media or online chat rooms. The average age, 8 to 14, but it can happen to anyone.
This is happening to college kids as well. This isn't just young teenagers or anything.
There are many warning signs someone may be a victim of sex trafficking.
One of the biggest is the low self-esteem, not having a big friend group or family ties, but also increased sexual behavior.
She adds, if you see the person's behavior is changing or they're hanging out with a different group, it could be a sign, as well as if you see them with new electronics or items they might not be able to afford.
They're going to turn that around and use that against them of, hey, I bought you these certain items, I've paid for your hair, I've paid for your car payment, your cell phone payment, now I need you to do something for me.
When you have drilled in your head all day long, this is all you're ever going to be. That's what your trafficker tells you every day, day in and day out. You believe it.
So how do you stay safe when traffickers are in our area? Make sure you aren't making yourself seem vulnerable by staying in groups, especially at night. If you're alone, a trafficker may see you as vulnerable.
What we tell people is trust your gut.
And if someone is talking to you, especially on social media,
don't give your phone number out, don't give your address, don't do certain things. These people don't need to know this.
Experts say you should also talk to your family about these precautions as well as internet safety. Keeping you connected, Juliana Falk, NBC 26.